Okay. He's not ready. He's on his phone. Did you want to go first, Otis?
I got one more guy to speak with. Tom, you ready to go? I don't know if you have my guys in. Okay. I'm ready. I got one more guy I gotta get addressed, but I'm ready to go. Hey, Mike. Yeah, you're going to get We're at 37 at Robinson. Thank you, Rob.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Oh, wait, he's got private. I mean, you want to it's not over here. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. And judge is waiting for somebody. We need at least one person.
Judge Morrow.
Thank you, Norris. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Come on,
Um,
Mr.
Ms. McLeod case is position 32, not 37.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Is Ronald back?
Yeah, good morning, Judge Morrow.
Good morning, Francois. How are you today?
Good, and yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
This is gonna be position 26, Mr. Mack.
Okay. And I have, this is a negotiated plea this morning.
That is correct, Your Honor. Let me note that he believes he has two cases. I explained to him that on short notice, it would not be possible probably to get both cases if there is a second one, but at least we can take care of this one and make progress.
All right, who do we, whose case is this for the state?
This is mine, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Lewis. Do we know if Mr. Mack has another charge, state court charge?
Give me one moment, Your Honor.
I see a criminal trespass case for him, Judge. It's 23 CR 000-243J.
23 CR 000
243J.
43 J.
It was reset for the notice. He was released on a. Trying to see what type of bond it was. He was released on a 3,500 signature bond through the jail on that particular charge. So that charge is not holding him, but he do have another charge.
And what is that charge?
It's criminal trespass.
So I don't know if you heard that or not. Mr. McLean, Mr. Mack does have another criminal trespass charge that is not holding him. It's 23 CR 000-243J, and he's been released on a $3,500 signature bond through the jail. So that won't be holding him today.
Very good. I think he'd like to go forward under that circumstance. Correct? Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Mack. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Mack. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor, this is for 658J, correct? This is what the recommendation is for?
Yes, that's correct.
So the state is recommending a 12 months to serve 22 days, credit for time to serve 11 days with the balance suspended to stay away from 529 Boulevard Northeast, which is Bedford Pines apartment complex. Nothing further.
Mr. McLean,
Those are the terms we expected to hear, and we agree. He'd like to ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty.
okay, Mr. Mack, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000658J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, I am not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Mack. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you so very much.
Positions 23 and 24, Kilgore.
It's also going to be a negotiated plea with a null clause.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Kilgore. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. You agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Ms. Lewis.
Yes, Your Honor. The state recommends 12 months to serve 18 days, credit for time to serve 9 days with the balance probated, 12 weeks of anger management, no further contact, and to stay away from the address.
Who's the no further contact with and the stay away address, please?
The no further contact is with Kimberly Brown, and the stay away is 187 Brownlee Road.
Mr. McLean,
Those are the terms we expected to hear. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Kilgore, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 0010788J, you wish to plead guilty to battery substantial physical harm. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Kilgore. I am going to waive the probation fees while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Kilgore.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 25, Kip Sane.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Lewis, I have Ms. Champion in court with me today. If you wouldn't mind getting her the null process so I can get those signed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Those also, it's my understanding that position 24 was going to be a null problem. Good morning, Mr. Kip Sang. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes,
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Kip. Thank you. Ms. Lewis,
Yes, Your Honor. State recommends 12 months to serve 20, credit for time served 10 days, balance suspended, and to stay away from 70 Hamilton E. Homes, which is the Hamilton E. Homes MARTA station.
Frank,
He does agree to those terms and asks the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty, Your Honor.
Mr. Kip saying, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000665B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
that's right. Right,
Is that yet?
yes,
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Kitson. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay.
Position 27 and 28, McKinney.
What's the announcement?
Guys, I believe this is a not guilty this morning, Your Honor. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
It's not guilty.
Good morning, Mr.
We'll be glad to waive. I'm sorry.
Okay, so are you going to file a formal waiver of arraignment, Mr. McLean, or do you want me to arraign him this morning?
I was thinking of waiving the formal reading of the accusation, ask the court to arraign him.
Okay, Mr. McKinney, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. McKinney. We're conducting this hearing today by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Mr. McKinney, you have been charged in case 22 CR 007017J with simple battery, family violence, and case 23 FTA 000098 with failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. These charges carry a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding that Mr. McLean will waive formal reading of the accusation. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
How do you plead, Mr. McKinney? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty, sir.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, Mr. McKinney.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 29, Nelson.
This is a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Good morning, Mr. Nelson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Agree.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
You can put your hand down, Mr. Nelson. Thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. State recommends 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served 5 days with the balance suspended, and to stay away from 1531 Campbellton Road Southwest.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, he does ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty under those terms.
Mr. Nelson, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 006857H, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes.
You under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yeah.
Do you understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Does anyone force you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Nelson. Good luck to you, sir.
This is going to be the probation calendar, positions 3 and 4. Mr. Johnson.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, I believe Mr. Johnson needs the services of a social worker and perhaps further services as recommended and referred, depending on how that goes. So I would ask to reset this case 1 week for that to happen. I considered whether to ask to reset it 2 days, and I think that's probably inadequate.
Okay, so you'd like to reset it. I believe that's going to be the 31st.
Yes.
We'll reset it for next Tuesday. Positions number 3 and number 4. If that's okay with you, Officer Harris. Good morning.
Good morning, and yes, that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. So I'll see Mr. Johnson back next Tuesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Position 1, Anderson.
Good morning, Mr. Hernandez. Is he going to be arraigned this morning, or are you gonna file a written waiver of arraignment?
Yes, Your Honor, this will be a waiver of arraignment and I will file that. This is for Nicholas Anderson. Again, I know we have two Mr. Andersons, want to make sure we're clear.
Okay, as such, if you're gonna file a written waiver, I don't believe we need Mr. Anderson this morning. Mr. Anderson, your case will be reset. Return to the division judge and they'll send you notice of your next hearing, okay?
All right.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Is there a way I can have something to say, please?
Position 2, Anderson. This is Quantavious Anderson.
What's the announcement on Mr. Anderson?
Your Honor, we're going to waive Mr. Anderson's arraignment and request a jail jury.
Okay, Mr. Anderson, your case is gonna be returned to the division judge and you'll get notice of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Position 6 and 7, Butler.
This is gonna be a non-negotiated plea, is that right?
Your Honor, this will be a negotiated plea after further discussions with the state.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Butler. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. You agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Put your hands down, Mr. Butler. Good morning, Ms. Campbell.
Good morning, Your Honor. The state's offer on Mr. Butler's case is 12 months to serve 12 months to serve 26 days. Credit for the time he's already served 13 days. The balance is to be probated, and he's to have no further contact with the victim, to stay away from the incident location, and to complete a 6-week family violence intervention program. That is to run concurrent on both count 1 and count 2. And pursuant to the plea negotiation on position 6, the state's going to be entering a no pros as to position 7, which is the failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. The incident location that he's to be instructed to stay away from is 2210 Sullivan Road, apartment 18-3 in College Park. And he's to have no further contact with Lakeisha, and that's spelled Lakeisha, Bass, nothing further.
Ms. Campbell, normally the family violence intervention program is a 6-month program. There, to your knowledge, there is a 6-week program?
No, I'm sorry. That's a type of a misstatement. Did I say 6 weeks? 6 months.
Okay, I've got on the paperwork here 6 weeks, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that you said 6 weeks. And I wasn't familiar with the 6-week family.
No,
program.
that was a misstatement and a typo. So that should have said 24 weeks. I apologize.
Okay, no, that's fine. I just wanted to be clear. Are you clear with that, Mr. Dodes?
Your Honor, I just spoke with my client. He understands that it's 6 months and not 6 weeks. With the cost of the SBIP program, we would request that Your Honor would waive Mr. Butler's probation fees, as well as request for him to switch to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
Any objection to non-reporting, Ms. Campbell?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Butler, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 002153B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, family violence, and battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Butler. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, and when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
All right, thank you.
Good luck to you, sir.
That's what. Keep calling them, yeah.
Position 8, Coffin.
So I'm still gonna be a negotiator, please.
Yes, Your Honor, it will be.
Good morning, Mr. Carpenter. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Repeat that, sir?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months, served 26 days. Credit for the time he's already served 13 days. Balance is to be probated, and he's to do 6 weeks of anger management, as well as have no further contact with the victim and stay away from the incident location. The victim's name is Yasin, Yasin Bradley. And the stay away location is 3221 Bolin, and that's spelled Bowlin Drive in Union City. Nothing further.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor. I communicated that offer to my client, and we're prepared to go forward with the negotiated plea. We would request that Mr. Cawthon's probation fees be waived and for him to switch to non-reporting status upon completion of the 6 weeks of anger management.
Any objection to non-reporting?
Yes, I do object.
Okay.
Just because of his history and the nature of this charge, the nature of these charges involving family violence.
Well, it's no family violence that I see.
I don't see family violence on this.
Okay, I'll note the objection. Mr. Cawthon, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000716 J, you wish to plead guilty to giving false information to law enforcement, simple battery, and another charge of giving false information to law enforcement. Is that correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
I am not, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept your pleas as negotiated, Mr. Cawthon. I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the 6 weeks of anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Make sure you call probation, okay? Okay, I'll give it to you.
This is gonna be on the add-on, position number 1, Mr. Cameron.
That's Mr. Calabas's case.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Calabas. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. What are we doing with Mr. Cameron today?
That's he will be entering a not guilty plea, and he's requesting a bench trial. I have previously filed a waiver of
Okay,
the waiver. I had previously requested a jury trial, but we would now request a bench trial.
okay. So his case will be returned to the division judge, and he will receive notification of his next hearing date. Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right. Good luck to you, Mr. Cameron. Do you have anything else on the calendar this morning, Mr. Calabas?
I do not, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Position 10, Harris.
This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor. And we have 3 Mr. Harrises. This is Earl Harris.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Harris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? The question was, do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for the time he's already served 15 days. The balance is to be suspended and he's to stay away from Chevron located at 4485 Washington Road in East Point, nothing further.
Mr. Gaddis?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer, and I relayed that to my client. We stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Harris, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 00667 A, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Harris. You know you can't go back to that Chevron, right?
Yes.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Mr. Watson, who is your client?
Yes, Judge, good morning. I've got Danny Robinson. He's position 37 on the calendar. He's in courtroom 2.
Okay, so I just wanted to make you all aware, courtroom 2, if we can do Mr. Robinson in time, that would be helpful for you. If we can do Mr. Robinson, that would be helpful for Mr. Watson.
Not a problem. Position 37, Robinson.
What are we gonna do with Mr. Robinson this morning?
Judge, that's going to be a plea of not guilty. I'll go ahead and waive formal arraignment and get that filed over with the court today.
Mr. Robinson, your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
Yes.
Good luck to you. All right. Have a good day, both of you.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And I
Position,
see- I'm sorry. I also see Mr. Murphy on the line. And I'd like to try to get him in and out if we could. Good morning, Mr. Murphy.
what-
Judge.
What's his position?
I think he's 18 and 19, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be Monet Jack.
What are we gonna do with Mr. Jack today?
Judge, I'd ask to reset to next Tuesday. The ASG assigned to the division judge, I'm trying to work with her, and she's not confirmed whether she's gonna give us that offer.
All right, so we're gonna reset Mr. Jack until next Tuesday, February 21st.
Yes, Judge, and I would say for the record that this 1 week delay would not jeopardize, or I mean, it would not, if the deals that worked out, it would not result in any additional wasted incarceration like that. That's what my point I want to make.
Okay.
He would still be accumulated time. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Is that the only thing you have on the case?
That's all I have. So
Right.
I'll have it down for next week at 9. Thank you, Judge.
All right, have a good day. You also, Mr. Jack.
Thank you.
Position 11, Michael Harris.
This is gonna be a negotiated plea also.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Harris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have the case heard by video?
That sounds all right.
I'm sorry, was that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear the further testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Hand down. Thank you, Mr. Harris. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months. Sorry, my voice is a little messed up today. 12 months to serve 12 days. Credit for the time he's already served, 12 days. And the balance is to be suspended, and that is to run concurrent on both counts, nothing further.
Mr. Dodes?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer. I relayed that to my clients. We do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Harris, it's my understanding that in case 23/000712C, you wish to plead guilty without the signal of a lane change or a turn and driving while your license is suspended. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, I'm not.
Represented by counsel, are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You don't want a jury trial, do you?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. Has anybody forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir, I haven't.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Harris. Good luck to you, sir.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Positions 12 and 13, Tavares Harris.
What's the announcement, Mr. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor, we're going to waive arraignment and request a jail jury.
Mr. Harris, your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
This is going to be on the probation calendar, positions 1 and 2, Boykins.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Boykins. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Officer Harris.
Your Honor, Mr. Boykins was sentenced to probation on April 5th, 2022 to 12 months on a shoplifting charge. He was to complete 40 hours community service and a shoplifting course. Today, Mr. Boykins has not reported to our office and provided proof of classes or community service. He also missed a revocation hearing on November the 16th, 2022 with Judge Morrison, and he failed to appear, and that's why a warrant was issued for his arrest. He has 3 months and 16 days left on his case. Probation recommendation is to revoke the remaining balance.
Notice.
Your Honor, if I could have 1 second, my client has a question before we proceed.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed.
Okay, yes, Mr. Dodes.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Boykins. After he was sentenced for the charge in 2022, he admits he bit off more than he could chew, and with his living situation, he wasn't able to effectively complete the terms of the probation. He understands that he's not a good candidate for probation, and he's not asking to go back on probation. He's just at the mercy of this court asking for something less than the 3 months and the 16 days remaining so that he can put this behind him and hopefully get on and back on track. And I'm going to provide Mr. Boykins with information on Gateway and any other services I can, as well as have a social worker come out to meet him. to make sure that he lands back on his feet. But again, we're just at the mercy of the court, asking for something less than 3 months and 16 days.
How long has he been in this time? 6, well. Well, how long has he been in altogether? And while you all are figuring that out, Mr. Howard, good morning. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you give me Mr. Boykins' history?
One moment. May not have it. What's the first name?
It's Terrence, Terrance.
I don't have it. I do have GCLC up though. I can run it real quick. Come back.
Would you mind doing that for me, please? Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have 17 days in total for this current case while we're waiting on that.
Okay, Ms. Lewis tells me it's 12 days since.
Judge, I don't
Yes.
have his, I need his booking number. I don't have that, probation calendar.
Okay, it's 22 CR 0.
No, booking number.
It's
Whatever.
at the bottom where comments at.
I don't have that calendar.
2301883.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, while he's currently been held on this charge for the 12 days due to the probation violation in March of 2022, he was confined for 15 days prior to accepting the plea for a total of 27 days.
Okay. So that's 39 days total.
I believe the total is 27 days in total.
Oh, in total 27 days.
My apologies, Your Honor.
No, you're fine.
All right, Judge, let's see. I got a 2018 shoplifting conviction. Got a 2018 theft by taking motor vehicle. That was amended to a misdemeanor. That was a conviction out of DeKalb County. 2018 theft by taking felony hit and run. The hit and run was not presented to grand jury. The theft by taking was a conviction. 2019 fade to a fifth, theft by taking hit and run. 2021 trespass. Another 2021 trespass conviction out of DeKalb County. April 2021 trespass conviction, DeKalb County. March 2022 shoplifting. Is that what's in here for now?
Yes.
He got an April 2022 trespass arrest out of DeKalb County. May 2022 felony theft by receiving out of Chamblee. And November fade to appear out of Dunwoody. And the probation violation for today. That's it.
All right. He's been on these charges, loitering and shoplifting. He's been in a total of 27 days. It's my understanding. I am going to give him time served, and we're going to close the case. Mr. Valdez, I want you to give him some, put him in touch with the social worker or have social worker visit with him so that we can see if we can get him some type of housing placement. Mr. Boykins, I'm giving you a break, okay? So.
Thank you, sir.
Hope that you realize that you're getting a break today. I don't think it would serve anyone to have you stay in jail, but if you get in any more trouble, you're gonna be right back to you are, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll try to see if we can help you with getting you some housing, all right?
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I have a social worker in the room ready to go for this, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Very good. Thank you, Officer Harris. I appreciate it. Anything further this morning?
No, Your Honor, that concludes my business. May I be excused?
Yes, we'll see you next time. Thank you.
G33, Your Honor.
I am.
All right, I'll be on my way.
Okay, I see you in the video.
Position number 5, 3 South, Bush.
It's in position 5. That's yours, Jordan. Okay. Oh, it's talking this one.
Good morning.
All right, this is position number 5, Brian Bush, is that right?
Yes, sir.
He's gonna be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Bush. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose encounter that we conducted by video. Do you have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the other one, you had it right the first time. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, you put your hand down, Mr. Bush. Thank you. Ms. Campbell?
The offer is 12 months to serve 60 days. Credit for the time he's already served 16 days. The balance is to be suspended and he's to stay away from the incident location as well as have no further contact with the victim in this matter. And the incident location is 320 Peachtree Street. It's a restaurant called Max's Lager. Max's Lager. And the victim's name is Paula Mullins. Nothing further.
Okay. Mr. Dodas?
Yes, Your Honor. We understand the conditions of the offer and stipulates the factual basis venue and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Bush, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000640E, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Bush. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Do you know when my release date will be?
I do not know, Mr. Douglas. If you get 2 for 1, you've been in for 16 days, it's my understanding. I'm not sure what the release date is. You can get with Mr. Douglas. He'll be in at least 9 hours, okay?
Right.
I've been in 16 days.
Yes, and Mr. Bush, as we discussed, it'll be 14 more days after county time. So I believe it'll be February 28th. But if you have any issues, give our office a call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Best of luck.
Position 32.
We are position 32 is Ms. McLeod's case, and we're gonna reset that till next week. So, and that is Mr.
Price.
Mr. Price, will be reset until 2/21.
All right, thank you, sir.
See you next week, Mr. Price. Who do we have next?
It's gonna be position 33Q.
And what's the announcement?
Your
Mr.
Honor, this will, pardon me, Your Honor, this will be a negotiated plea.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Pugh. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
And can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offer is 12 months to serve 18 days, credit for time served 9 days. With the balance with the balance probated, excuse me, to stay away from 4065 State Route 138, which is in Union City, and no further contact with Dolores Stokes. Nothing further.
And what's he's not gonna have any requirements while he's on probation?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Dodes?
Your Honor, I don't see any conditions, so I just ask for the balance to be suspended. Other than that, we stipulate to the factual basis, venue and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Okay. Unless there's a reason that he's gonna have to be on probation, Ms. Lewis, I don't see that that the balance shouldn't be suspended.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Pugh, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000711F, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and if I'm pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Pugh. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. And Your Honor, Ms. Lewis, can I get the stay away address one more time? I want to make sure I have it correct.
Yes, one moment, please. I have 4065 State Route 138, which is in Union City.
So 4065.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Who do we have next?
Next, Your Honor, you have position number 42, Levertville.
And this is going to be a waiver of arraignment.
That's correct, Judge. If you would arraign him, but we'll wait for more reason.
Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. Tell me again, what number are we on?
42.
42?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Beal? Yes, is that Mr. Beal?
It is, Judge. Yes.
This is going to be a waiver of arraignment, is that correct?
Judge, we don't have you arraigning, but we'll waive formal reading.
Okay, all right. Good morning, Mr. Beal. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Beal, you have been charged in case 21 CR 0000919A with driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, failure to maintain insurance, and following too closely. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Mr. White, do you waive formal reading of the accusation?
We do, Judge.
How do you plead, Mr. Veal, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty. Oh, okay.
Will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
Who do we have next?
Position 36, Rickman.
Is this going to be an arraignment also?
It is, Judge. There may be an MH issue that we're also exploring, so we'll get back to you on that. If that's a problem. But at this point, it is a waiver.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Rickman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Rickman, you've been charged in case 23 CR 0000666G with one misdemeanor offense. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. White?
We do, Judge.
How do you plead, Mr. Rickman? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea, Mr. Rickman. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Position 38.
Three,
Oh, go ahead.
position 3, Mr. Bell.
Okay. This is going to be a negotiated plea.
Your Honor, was this position 3? I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. Bell.
Yes, Your Honor, this will be a negotiated plea. My apologies.
You're fine. Good morning, Mr. Bell. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Bell. Ms. Lewis?
Your Honor, I believe that's Ms. Campbell's case, but one moment, I will pull it up. Okay, so.
Sorry, what's the position? Sorry.
You're fine. We're position 3. Mr.
Oh, okay.
Elvis Bell.
Yes, that is my case.
Okay.
The offer on position 3 is going to be, 1 second. 12 months to serve 4 days, credit for the time he's already served 2 days. The balance is to be suspended and he's to stay away from the incident location, which is 1970 Tribble Drive in Atlanta, nothing further.
All right. Mr. Dodes?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Bell, it's my understanding that in case 18 CR 007-817E, you wish to plead guilty to loitering and prowling, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
So far,
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury, and that by pleading by pleading guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Bell. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay.
Position number 9 on 3 South,
Okay.
Mr. Evans.
This is also going to be a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Evans. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you hear me, Mr. Evans?
You hear it?
Yes.
Okay, so you agree to have your case heard by video, sir?
Case heard by video.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Evans, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Evans. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months served 9 days. Credit for the time he's already served 9 days. The balance is to be probated. And as conditions of his probation, he is to complete an alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, a risk reduction course, a victim impact panel, as well as do 40 hours of community service and pay a $300 fine. Nothing further.
Yes, Mr. Dodes?
Yes, Your Honor. I relayed this offer to my client. We stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea. We would request, Your Honor, to waive Mr. Evans' probationary fees and switch to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
Okay, any objection to non-reporting, Ms. Campbell?
No.
Mr. Evans, it's my understanding that in case 21 CR 007433B, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the contain lane and possession of an open alcohol container. Is that right? Can you hear me, Mr. Evans?
Yes, I hear you.
That's your question. Did you hear the question that I just asked you?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, would you repeat it again?
I can. It's my understanding that you want to plead guilty to driving.
Yes.
Driving under the influence of alcohol, failure to maintain lane, and possession of an open alcohol container. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir. Thank you.
Been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I most certainly am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? No one's forced you to plead guilty, have they?
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Evans. I'm going to waive the probation fee for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Evans.
Your Honor, this is ACDC South Annex.
Okay.
Milton speaking.
Good morning, Officer.
Good morning. I have before you Ms. Johnson, position 20 and 21.
Okay. What's the announcement for Ms. Johnson?
That's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? And you might have to move a little closer for me, Ms. Johnson, so I can hear you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Correct.
Okay, you can put your hands down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, the offer on position 20 is 12 months to serve 18 days, credit for the time she's already served 9 days. The balance is to be suspended, and that is to run concurrent on both counts as to position 21. Pursuant to her entering a guilty plea on position 20, the state is going to be no crossing position 21, nothing further.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, I believe we do have a negotiated plea, but we were going to try to ask the prosecutor in advance. We have not, just logistics of communication. We were going to ask the prosecutor if they would consider merging the obstruction into disorderly conduct. And they'll just give us a yes or no and we'll go forward.
No.
I understand. We anticipated making a decision either way. We had fully discussed it and my client, Ms. Johnson, wishes to move forward with the negotiated plea.
Okay. Ms. Johnson, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 005014Y, you wish to plead guilty to disorderly conduct and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Right.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated by Ms. Johnson. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You too.
Your Honor.
Peace and blessings.
Position 43, Williams. Keep the mask up for me.
And this is going to be a negotiated plea.
That is correct, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth? You're fine. You can put it, you don't have to put it that high up. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days, and to stay away from 1400 Lee Street Southwest.
All right, Mr. White.
As we just asked you to accept the plea as negotiated.
Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000582C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that right? Can you hear me, Mr. Williams?
Yeah.
Okay, and you wish to plead guilty, is that right?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Does anyone force you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept your plea, Mr. Williams. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Positions 14 and 15, 3 South Harrison.
Okay. Gonna be a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Attorney McLean is walking over.
Thank you, Your Honor. That is a negotiated plea.
Okay. Mr. Harrison, good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down, Mr. Harrison. Thank you. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, the offer is going to be. Hold on. 12 months to serve 78 days, credit for the time he's already served 39 days. The balance is to be probated and he is to stay away from 364 Hill Street and complete a anti-theft course.
Okay.
Nothing further.
Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor, we discussed the terms and he would like to ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty on those terms. Your Honor, the anti-theft class probably will cost him some money. So we would ask the court to consider waiving the probation fee or a portion thereof, for long enough to get him completed on the anti-theft class and then go to non-reporting if possible.
Okay, Mr. Harrison, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 006714C, you wish to plead guilty to theft by taking, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Correct.
Anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Harrison, I'm going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation, and as soon as you complete the theft course, the probation is going to terminate. Okay? Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Position 16-16, Mr. Hodge.
Your Honor, in the case of Mr. Hodge, due to logistics, I did speak to him yesterday in the jail, but because we're not able to have a conversation this morning, I wondered if it would be okay to put him off 2 days. I will see him again between now and Thursday. And I've consulted with the parents as we planned. Either he was going to get a hold of his parents and speak with expectations from another agency, or I was, and I succeeded in doing so.
Okay, so we'll reset it to Thursday, the 16th.
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay, we'll see you back on Thursday, Mr. Hodge.
Next we have position 30 and 31.
Say it again, Ms. Champion.
His parents was the parents that was in court today. I don't know where. they
Oh,
went to.
okay. And this is going to be an arraignment.
It is, Your Honor. She's at South Annex on the Zoom screen. I've spoken with her grandmother, and I need to pass along to her that her grandmother will do the best to try to make her bond. Our bond request after the arraignments, we'll get to that.
All right. Good morning, Ms. Neves. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning, yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Neves. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004320A with simple battery, family violence, and in case 23 FTA 000097 with failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. It's my understanding that you're going to waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean.
Correct, Your Honor, we do.
How do you plead, Ms. Neves? Guilty or not guilty?
Come on. Not guilty.
Okay. We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, Ms. Neves. Is there anything further on Ms. Neves this morning, Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, I've looked at the bond situation. Her grandmother's going to try to make her bond. Her bond currently is $1,000. And, you know, sometimes when we defense lawyers ask for less than $1,000, it messes them up with the bonding companies, because the bonding companies like to make a profit. So at this time, I'm going to stand pat and I will consult with her later and ask her, we'll consult on whether to make a bond request in the future. But hopefully, Ms. Neves, hopefully you will be out in a few days because your grandmother's trying. So hang in there, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, ma'am.
Position 38, Mr. Royal Smalley.
And this is going to be an arraignment.
It is, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Royal Smalley. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hands on. Thank you. Mr. Royal Smalley, you've been charged in case 23 CR 0000717E with driving while your license is suspended or revoked, failure to report an accident, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, possession of an open alcohol container, failure to have your license on your person, hit and run, and duty of a driver to stop at or return to the scene of an accident. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and/or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. White?
We do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Roland Smalley? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next, we have position 34.
And Judge, Position 34 was all pronounced, but that is going to now be a negotiated plea.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Ms. Ray. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I don't know what that is.
Did you hear my question, Ms. Ray?
What's video?
That's how I'm communicating with you right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay? Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 10 days, credit for time served 5 days with the balance probated. FVIP to stay away from 415 Fairburn Road and no further contact with Regina Saez. As for position 35, we intend to enter a non-pros for that one.
Right.
Judge, we just ask that you accept the plea as negotiated.
Ms. Ray, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 0031553F, you wish to plead guilty to battery, family violence, criminal trespass, family violence, and theft by taking. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Right.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. Ray. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What that mean?
What does what mean?
Oh, that mean I get to go?
It's what we discussed. Absolutely. You'll be released within the next 24 hours still.
Okay, thank you.
Are you waiving?
Position 22. Position 22.
Okay.
All over the place. 22 is a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Jones. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is 12 months, served 32 days. Credit for the time he served 16 days. The balance is to be suspended and he's to stay away from 617 Parkway Drive Northeast, which is the Bedford Pines apartment complex. Nothing further.
Mr. McLean?
Very simply, Your Honor, he asked the court to accept those terms and accept his negotiated plea of guilty.
Mr. Jones, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 000645B, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No way.
Okay, you've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated. Mr. Jones, good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Position number 41, Mr. Thornton.
All right. One of my good pens now. I'm gonna come back. All right.
Okay, 41 is Mr. Thornton, and it's gonna be a negotiated plea, is that right?
That's correct, Judge.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Thornton. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is a state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand for me.
Yes, sir.
I swear upon the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Thornton. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 26 days, credit for time served 13 days with the balance suspended, and to stay away from 1977 MLK Junior Drive Southwest. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Mr. White?
Just ask me to accept the plea as negotiated, Judge.
Mr. Thornton, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000574H, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and possession or use of drug-related objects. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I forgive you.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I found it. A lady gave it to me. I found it.
Okay, all you have to do, just a yes or no is fine for me, Mr. Thornton, okay?
Yes, sir. I just want to be able to.
Okay, you've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Did anyone force you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Thornton. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
Position 44 and 45. Hold on, Ms. Milton, let me do my last one. Position 40, Scott Demmons. Hey, go to the back.
This is also a negotiated plea.
What position is it, Your Honor?
This is position 40.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm the best basketball player in the USA and the best football player in the USA. Get the fuck out.
That's it when I told you that.
All right, good morning, Mr. Scott. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 22 days, credit for time served 11 days with the balance probated, 4 weeks of anger management, a $300 fine, to stay away from 4065 Janice Drive, which is in East Point, and no further contact with Linda Villegas, and that's spelled Villegas.
Mr. White?
Oh, I'm sorry, 1 second, please. Okay.
Okay, take your time.
We're good now, actually. We just asked you to accept the plea as negotiated.
All right. Mr. Scott, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000657C, you wish to plead guilty to willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, disorderly conduct, and simple assault. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at the present time?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Very much so, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I do.
Has anyone forced you to plead guilty?
Not at all.
I'm going to accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Scott. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. Take care.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Scott.
We're completed here in courtroom 2, Judge.
All right, very good. Thank you. I will see you this afternoon.
Thank you, courtroom 2. Before you.
Go ahead,
Position-
Officer Milton.
Yes, sir. 44 and 45, Monique Wolf.
Okay, what's the announcement on,
This is,
Ms.
is
Wolf?
now, this is now a negotiated plea, Judge.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Wolf. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, I do.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you put your hand down. Thank you, Ms. Wolf. Ms. Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 8 days with the balance probated. ADET, a risk reduction class, a $300 fine, and 40 hours of community service. Nothing further.
What?
Because that is what we have accepted. We ask that you accept it as well. Thank you.
Which DUI would she be pleading to?
Okay, and which DUI is she going to be pleading to, the per se or the less say?
It's the less safe, Judge.
Okay,
And would the per se merge with the less safe, or it's gonna be null pros, or how they?
and what's gonna happen with the per se?
It should be null.
Your Honor, we are going to null pros that one as well as position 45.
Okay. Ms. Wolf, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 005413 C, you wish to plead guilty to obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Excuse me, speeding in excess of the maximum limit, driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe. Is that correct?
Okay, those other charges, I'm just hearing, I was just informed of the DUI.
Okay, do you need to speak with Ms. Wolf, Mr. White?
If she's not aware of these charges, this case has been around since 2019, and she had public defenders on been here before. I assumed that she was familiar with the other charges, so that is my fault. I did not specifically bring those to her.
And I'm sorry if I may, I am familiar, but that's why the case was ongoing and it kept continuing and continuing because at the time, my public defender.
Hold on, Ms. Wolf, I don't want, I just want to advise you that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say
Okay.
can be against you. I don't want you to say anything that's against your interest. I am willing to let you speak with Mr. White more this morning if you need to. He can give you a call if you would like to discuss the matter with him.
Well,
We can.
You
move
can have 2 minutes. It shouldn't take more.
Okay, yeah, and I'm happy to do that.
okay, I'm gonna plead.
Okay, but I want you to speak with him first, though. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm comfortable with him speaking with you. So I'm going to allow you all to speak for however long you need to before we go forward. Okay, so is there a phone that we can use? ACDC?
You can call me on the same number?
Yes, I'm gonna
Okay.
call you right now.
Okay.
Okay, and while I don't know if I have more positions. Let's
Right
see.
now, it appears to be just inmate movement. They're gonna refill the benches or pews.
Okay, so are they going, they said that they were done in courtroom 2.
Oh,
South
they're
End,
not- They're not gonna refill here then, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, I think it's the roaming iPhone thing they do. That way-
okay, all right, so I do know that we have, let's see. Mr. Marquez Reed on the line. He's for the bench warrant. Does anyone, do either of you all represent him?
I need to have him call me on 404-612-2392, I believe it is.
Good morning, Mr. Reed. Did you get that? You're on mute, sir.
What's the number?
404-612-2392.
404 what?
612-2392.
612 404 612.
2392.
Okay.
Okay, put yourself on mute and call me on that phone. Thank you.
Okay, and are we ready with Ms. Wolf at the present time?
We are, Judge, and we're ready to go forward.
All right, and so I think my first question was, Ms. Wolf, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 005413C, you wish to plead guilty to obstruction of a law enforcement officer, speeding in excess of the maximum limit, and driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Ms. Wolf. I am going to waive the probation fees for you while you're on probation to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll terminate, okay?
No problem. Thank you, Judge.
All right, good luck to you, Ms. Wolf.
Thank you so much.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
That's, you have no one else for me, Officer Milton?
No, sir.
Okay, am I gonna see you this afternoon?
Tomorrow. Unless if I probably log in and say hello.
Okay, all right, I'll see you later on. Have a good rest of your morning.
Okay, bye-bye.
And Judge, a bit of housekeeping, position 39, we reset that case. I was unable to speak with him, but in the meantime, I've been informed that he is a conflict, so we just need to note that there will be a conflict attorney needed for position 39.
Okay, when would you like it reset until, Mr. White?
Next week should be fine. He's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay, so reset for 2/21 on position 39, Mr. Ryan. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome, 39.
Excuse me, Dr. Did you go to four North?
Okay, who do we have? I see the jail court's iPhone. I'm not, looks like they might be frozen. So I have that we still have position 4 and add-on 2.
Or what did we do? Let me see this. Okay, 17 was a waiver. Did they bring 17?
No, I just have that it was a waiver.
Okay.
We only have 7 for this afternoon.
7? Wow.
Never happened. Mr. Davis, is Mr. McLean with you also or not?
Yes, he's walking over.
Okay. Are we ready to proceed with Mr. Reed, Mr. McLean?
We are.
Okay, I just want to see if we can move things along. So if he's on the line now, do we have this solicitor who is handling the DV bench warrant case? Calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Lewis, and you're handling Mr. Reed this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Reed has been here before, hadn't he? Have we reset him before, Mr. McLean?
Not that I know of, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, my mistake. So what's the issue with Mr. Reed?
He missed the court date, Your Honor, and I discussed with him. I said to him, logically, to present to the court today, you need to analyze and clearly state why you believe you missed court and what is different now. And I think he's ready to do that, and I can help him with that.
Okay, so what court session did he miss, Ms. Lewis?
I'm showing a 2/6 date, but let me just verify that.
They gave me.
Yes, he did miss court on February 6th in front of Judge Taylor for arraignment on both cases.
Okay, and why did he miss that date, Mr. McLean?
On that date, he was considerably more unstable. He's had some challenges with homelessness, and he's had some challenges with finances to be able to afford MARTA. He was in an area of DeKalb County that's within the MARTA catchment basin, or whatever we would call it, the MARTA service area, but he didn't even have a few dollars to get on MARTA. And now what's different is he is more organized. He's got friends that can give him a ride when he doesn't have MARTA money. He set aside a few dollars for MARTA anyway in an emergency. And he is determined with a higher level of stability, he is determined never to miss court again. He says it was not intentional, but he didn't plan well enough in advance and got stuck without money and without a way to come in.
And so there's not an issue with him getting notice. So he has the proper place to get notice. He received the notice, but he was not able to. So there's not going to be a problem with notice next time.
Right, and he states that he has an extremely stable email. And that is a new factor. He has upgraded whatever email he had before. I don't know if that means he's got a new email address or if he's got a device that enables him to check it every day. But he says, you know, my email's better now and I can't miss stuff because I'm checking.
Okay. Can we unmute Mr. Reed?
Good.
Yes, so Mr. Reed, I hear from Mr. McLean what your issue is. Let me just say this to you. People go through times like you're going through where they have difficulty with finances and things of that nature, but it takes very little to give somebody a telephone call. You could have called the number that was on the notice and let them know that you were having difficulty, and I'm sure they would have worked with you. But by you just not showing up and not calling, they've had to put a bench warrant out for you, which, you know, you could be picked up at any time. So just saying that, I'm going to give, this court normally gives you one opportunity to make this right. So I'm going to set aside this bench warrant on this one occasion. But if you miss court again, then the next time, if you miss court again, then and a bench warrant is issued, then it's not going to be set aside. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have any questions for me?
No.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. If you'll prepare that, Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And you're free to, you're free to go, Mr. You're free to go, Mr. Reed.
Or
say it again.
I said, so we rescheduling or
You'll get notice of your next hearing, okay? So that you have a bench warrant out for you right now, but I'm gonna set that aside and you're gonna get notice of your next hearing date.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, you have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I believe that we still have the DV bench warrant calendar that doesn't start until 11. And I'm showing that we still have position number 4 on the state all-purpose calendar and add-on position number 2 on the state all-purpose calendar. Does that go along with everybody else's calendars?
That's what I have, Your Honor, as well.
Okay, so while we're waiting for that, I have Ms. Champion here with me. Can we go over the calendar so that we can at least get that out of the way?
Position number 1 and 2 is going to be reset for the notice, jail jury. Position number 3 was a plea. Position number 4 were holding. Position number 5 was a plea. Position number 6 was a plea. Position number 7 was a null pros. Position number 8 was a plea. 9 was a plea. Position number 10 and 11 was a plea. Position 12 and 13, reset for the notice of jail jury. Position number 14 was a plea. Position number 15 was a null pros. Position number 16 is reset to the SAP on Thursday, 2/16. Position number 17 was reset for the notice jail jury. Position number 18 and 19 is reset SAP 2/21. Position number 20 was a plea. 21 was a null pros, 22 was a plea, 23 was a plea, 24 was a null pros, 25 was a plea, 26 was a plea, 27 and 28 reset for the notice jail jury, defendant was arraigned. Position 29 was a plea. Position 30 is reset for the notice, defendant was arraigned. And 31 also reset for the notice, defendant was arraigned. Position 32 is reset SAP 2/21. Position 33 was a plea. 34 was a plea. 35 was a null pros. Position 36 was reset for the notice jail jury, defendant was arraigned. Position 37 reset for the notice jail jury. Position 38 reset for the notice jail jury, defendant was arraigned. Position 39 is reset to the SAP 2/21, conflict attorney needed. Position 40 was a plea. 41 was a plea. 42 reset for the notice jail jury, defendant was arraigned. Position 43 was a plea. 44 was a plea. 45 was null pros. Position number 1 on the add-on is reset for the notice to a bench trial. Position 2 we're holding. Position 3, 4, and 5 is reset to the SAP competency calendar. What's the reset date that you're requesting, please?
We have it's nothing specific, whatever is the soonest one we can put them on it.
Have you already submitted the eval request?
I'll submit it as soon as we leave the jail today.
So do you want to reset it 4 weeks out?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Oh, it's just way to bring it. But when it's, yeah, let's say jail jury, so.
So we can reset it to the March 16th.
Understood.
Let's go ahead. Get your way. Yeah, you're right. Hey, don't just wait.
Any questions about the calendar? Okay.
All right, we'll be in recess until someone comes on,
What time, Judge?
until someone appears. We're still waiting for two inmates, and we have an 11 o'clock DV bench warrant calendar, and there's 3 more people left on that, so we still need to see about 5 people.
DeMarco Smith has arrived, Judge, for the 11 o'clock calendar.
Thank you. Mr. McLean, Mr. Dotis. Who is gonna be representing Mr. Smith?
I am, Your Honor.
Do you need to speak with him?
No,
Say it again?
no, I did not.
Okay, can we have him come up to the podium, please?
Make sure the phone is off. Cut it off. Yeah. The side buttons, you can cut it off. Use the side buttons. Your hat off too, Ms. Smith. Go to the podium, run right over there.
And who's presenting from the state, Mr. Smith?
What position is this, Your Honor?
This is the add-on DB bench warrant case. Position
even-
number 1, Del Mario Smith.
Okay, I don't think we received that calendar. Maybe Mr. Walker did and just didn't advise me and Miss Lewis, so.
Okay, he was on for last week and I rescheduled him for this week so that he could appear in person. And he is here in person at the present time.
Okay, let me text Mr. Walker. He's supposed to be, if you'll just give me a moment, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, while we're waiting, if I could make an announcement for the calendar.
Okay,
For position 4 and add-on 2, we're just gonna need to reset those.
okay. When do you want to well, I guess we can reset position 4 to next week. Is that fine?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, and so that's 2/21. Is and the add-on, Mr. Coakley, is this gonna be a time served?
It is not, based on I didn't receive an offer today, but I received an offer. He was reset last week, and based on that offer, it's not time served. I would ask for Mr. Coakley to be reset to the next available calendar, since it was already reset once.
All right, so that's on Thursday. You want him on the Thursday calendar?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, so 2/16. Okay, so with those 2 announcements, that completes the 9 o'clock state all-purpose calendars.
Can I get a case number for this case, Your Honor? I apologize, since I didn't get the calendar.
It is case number 19 CR 001109J.
Thank you.
So SAP is done, right, Judge?
Yes, thank you.
All right, well, you have a good one.
Do the same.
That's the whole issue. Yes, ma'am. I was on.
Okay, Your Honor, it looks like I'll be handling it because Mr. Walker's not here. I have is that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I just wanted to, this was reset from last week. Mr. Smith was having some some trouble logging on, so I gave him the opportunity to be here in person today to discuss this matter. Apparently, Mr. Smith, you've missed a court date, and
Yes, sir.
we're here to speak on that. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you said can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We provided you with the services of the public defender. Mr. McLean is representing you in this matter today, is my understanding, okay? All right, Ms. Campbell?
Yes, Your Honor. If I remember correctly, this was the matter where the defendant had, it looks like he had this case that he FTA'd on. And I have the most recent FTA date as his jury trial. It was a jury trial calendar, and that was on February 2nd of this year. But it is my understanding that he also FTA'd back in 2021, on 3/9/2021, in front of Judge Besson for a status calendar. So this was his second FTA on this case. And it's my understanding that the first time when he FTA'd in 2021, the bench warrant was set aside. So he had already received the benefit of having his bench warrant set aside after not appearing for court almost 2 years ago. And so here we are again, where he's FTA'd more recently. And
Mr. McLean?
I'm sorry. We had that horrible noise in the courtroom that was so loud, I couldn't hear anything.
Okay, hold on, Ms. Campbell's still in the middle of her presentation, so.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. And so, yeah, here we are again, where he's FTA'd a subsequent time, and he's looking to have his bench warrant set aside. And just to be quite frank, the case is from 2019, so it's a very old case, and that's only because this defendant repeatedly does not show up to take accountability for his actions for the underlying charges, where he is actually alleged to have headbutted his girlfriend and caused significant bruising to her left eye at that time. So that happened in 2019, and this case really should have been resolved by now, but it hasn't because he keeps FTAing, and then we keep setting aside the bench warrant. So on that basis, the state is objecting to this defendant's bench warrant being set aside. And if I recall correctly, he also didn't appear on time last week for this bench warrant inquiry calendar. And if I'm not mistaken, that's why Your Honor reset it, because he wasn't on time when you did the call of the calendar.
I was on time. I got kicked out.
Sir, she's speaking. You have your time to speak, okay? Thank you.
But she's a new lawyer. She hasn't talked to me about anything.
Of course, sir, for detaining you. You understand me?
Yeah. So as I was stating, it just seems that this defendant has no respect or regard for the orders of the court, which are to appear for his court dates. It looks like by now we have, between the bench warrant inquiry calendar last week and him being late, and then his prior to court dates with Judge Besson and him not showing up at all, he just has no respect and no regard for court orders. So the state is going to be requesting that the bench warrant remain in place for this case. I think.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, last week is explainable in the sense that that was literally his first day, he tells me, at his new job. He was working as, if I recall correctly, I think that was the fellow who was the dishwasher at a restaurant, and it was his first day at his new job. So he could not, if I remember the right client here, he could not get away.
I just think I should get my folder. So I can have documents.
Talking. Do you understand? But be quiet. Unless you're spoken to.
Go ahead, Mr. McLean.
Well, to make the pop culture reference, Your Honor, the singer Meatloaf, who I think is not with us anymore, had a song about 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So when I got on and described to him how to use the meeting ID passcode, he managed that. He was not familiar enough with Zoom to hit the audio button, but he did get on with it. The previous thing, Your Honor, I spoke with one of our attorneys who told me that on the trial date, the alleged victim did not show. If he had only shown up, his case would have been dismissed. It's just, I can only say the thing of SMH shaking my head. He really wishes he had been there. He is, it's a case that it would have been wonderful to work it out, but it can't be worked out because he is adamant that he's not guilty. Your Honor, if the court can see its way clear, despite his stumbling, despite occasionally being inept, to giving him another chance, that would be throwing himself on the mercy of the court. That would be great.
I haven't heard anything as to why he missed the jury trial calendar, Mr. McLean.
Let's go back to that date. Mr. Smith, what was the cause of your not being there on the jury trial date in which you were talking about coming back?
I was coming back from Florida, visiting my girlfriend's mother. She's 87 years old. She had a birthday party, and on my way back, I was on a Greyhound, and the bus was running late. When I got here, the courtroom doors was closed. I knocked on the door. Didn't nobody come to the door. I went downstairs and got a reset date. If you allow me to get the folder with the paperwork in it, then I got all my proof. And from my wife right here, my fiance.
So if court records show that the reset date, the date he obtained.
Hold on, Mr. McLean. Yeah, I'll take a look at whatever you have.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you give me the folder?
You can get the different course.
Give it to him so that he can, it's what you need inside that folder?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just lay it down.
It's the paper for the reset date. It's the paper for my job. I couldn't get a hold to the I couldn't find my ticket, but my wife got the ticket from Florida. The Greyhound tickets.
Okay.
Said, did you talk to me? Yeah.
So what are you telling me, Mr. Smith, about this reset date? This seems like this is the date that you missed.
Yeah, that's the date that I missed. I went downstairs to get the thing, and that's stating that I had just got the job when I was at work at the time that I was trying to do the video call, on the court calendar. When I was at work outside by track, and I seen y'all in the courtroom before I got knocked out.
Okay, so, but this doesn't have anything to do with the date that you missed back in. I
don't know about the 21 what the lady was talking about. I don't know if that was during the coronavirus or what.
Sir, Mr. Smith, the judge is asking about the date of the bus thing.
Okay, so you were supposed to be in court at a jury trial on February 2nd.
Right. I came back in town late. I never missed the court date, sir.
So you're telling me you came back late on
Yes, on that day.
February 2nd.
I came back late, and I got there probably about 9:45, something like that. It would have been at 10. And once I got upstairs, there wasn't nobody in the courtroom. I knocked on the door, and it was like court over with when I found the doctor. It was a deputy at the other courtroom at like J3, around the corner upstairs from here. I was at D3. I seen the other deputy. He said, "Well, court over with." So I said, "So what I should do?" He said, "I can go downstairs, like down here on this floor," and I had got reset. That's the paper I just showed you. And then on the day that I took been on court with you, sir, I was at work at 11 o'clock. I was already at work, and I was getting on the video call. And it was my first day as well. So I had to let the manager know that I had to be in court on a Zoom call at 11 o'clock. So, you know, trying to,
You still have that job?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, he was the person of whom I noted last week that he has a 14-year-old daughter who lives in his household. He has another teenage daughter who lives with outside of his household that he supports as well. And
Yeah, I got custody of my daughter. She's 14 years old. She stayed with me. She's in 8th grade.
Mr. Smith,
I've been taking care of her since she came out the womb. I don't know what her mother is. I ain't seen her for like 10.
All right.
So my point would be, you know, I would hate to have him locked up and diminish the household finances because there are kids involved. He is trying. He needs to prioritize the court date.
I don't want to see him locked up either, Mr. McLean. But I want to make sure that he understands, that you understand. Let me speak directly to you, Mr. Smith. You have to be respectful. Okay. What I did not like about, and I understand, you know, I applaud you for having a job. I applaud you for going to your job. But this is very important. You could go to jail. Do you understand? You know, so when you came outside, even though you were having some problems with your phone, and it is a privilege to be able to come to court over Zoom. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm making you be here today. It was a privilege. You have to conduct yourself as if you are actually in court with me. It irritated me when I saw you on that Zoom call late, smoking a cigarette. That meant to me that you had no respect for this court. You were treating it like it was a cigarette break. And that's just downright disrespectful, right? It's also disrespectful. I hear everybody out in this court. I'm going to give you your opportunity to speak and tell me what you need to hear, and I'm going to listen to you. But what you cannot do, and you don't do yourself any good when you're trying to talk over people, when you're not taking directions from someone who's trying to help you out, to be quite honest with you. So you have to think about what you're doing to cause you to be in the predicament that you're in. And sometimes you're just going to have to take a break and look at yourself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you going to jail as far as until you have to be there. But I also don't want you to be resetting things over and over and over again because you're having some issues. You understand what I'm saying? I think it speaks to you that you did come down here today. And that that as I told your counsel, there's a possibility that you could be taken into custody right now and sit in jail until you have a trial. But because you're trying to take care of your family, because you're trying to do right by having a job, I'd rather you be making some money than sitting in jail. So that is the only reason that I'm going to set aside this bench warrant for the last time. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
There can be no more excuses as far as whatever the excuse is, right? Nothing is more important than keeping yourself out of jail, as far as I'm concerned. And that's how you should be concerned also. Have I made that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you the opportunity. And not take you into custody today, but when you get another, this won't happen again. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And also, just you need to see how you're talking to people and what you're doing and just your own actions sometimes. Okay. All right. Any other questions for me?
Your Honor.
Yes, Ms. Campbell.
I know you've made your ruling. And I just want to put on the record that it just seems that this is something that he does repeatedly, because even looking through his criminal history prior to this case involving the battery family violence, he actually has 4 other FTAs on different types of cases. So I just want to note that it just seems like this is a chronic pattern with this defendant of not, it looks like it goes all the way back to 2010 of him FTAing, and that's on his GCIC where he just doesn't show up for court. But I do respect the court's ruling. I just wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. And your last opportunity. Okay. All right. Have any questions for me? All right, good luck to you. Thank you. You're gonna get notice of your next hearing date, and I expect that you'll be there. Okay. Mr. McLean, if you'll prepare the paperwork, I'll get it signed.
Judge,
I'll
can
do
you
so, Your Honor.
clarify his address?
Thank you.
Clarify his address. I'm sorry, Judge. He really needs to clarify his address because his handwriting is not legible on the paperwork. When I was trying to send him out the notice to let him come to court, he really need to clarify his address.
Okay, we can get that done. Mr. Smith, can I get your proper address, please?
I need finance.
You have your address. Do you know your
Yes.
address?
Yes.
Can you write it down for me?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we'll get your address before you go. Thank you, Ms. Ferguson. Okay. If there's nothing more on Mr. Smith, has Terry Hurd shown up?
Your Honor, may I say too, I think he may be a little bit dyslexic in that his area code on his phone number is clearly supposed to be 850, and yet what he wrote down was 805. And I think he probably looks at things and sometimes jumbles.
Write that down for you again. I'm gonna write that down as well.
Okay, thank you. He's gonna write it down for us. We'll verify it with him, Mr. McLean, to make sure that we have the proper address, okay?
Very good, because I've got his phone number if anybody needs it. Okay. Thank you.
All right, so the last case would be that of Terry Hurd. Has Terry Hurd joined the call?
Your Honor, I have not been able to have contact with Mr. Hurd. I asked to put sound for him and see if he's in the courtroom.
He's not in the courtroom.
I haven't been able to be in contact with Mr. Hurd for this hearing.
Okay, well, he has the bench one out for his arrest, so I guess there's nothing more that we need to do about that today.
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
If not, thank you all. We'll see you next time. You'll have a good Valentine's Day. Be safe.
Likewise. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You want to verify?
Would be Decatur.